how are you this morning? I am trying this for a second time as my internet connection wasn't very good, so I had to go to my data, so hopefully it doesn't drop this time around as well. How are you all today? It is Tuesday the 30th of May already. I can see like I have a couple of lives that I've attempted this morning. So sorry for the late start. If you are here, welcome. Hi Meryl, how are you? We are drawing beavers today. So I've got some watercolor paper and I will show you the image that we have. I love this illustration, this image. I'm not sure who, oh, it went straight to there, that's funny. Okay. I think it was a link that somebody put in our Padlet, and this is the beaver. I love it. It's a beautiful illustration of a beaver. Then we have this little guy. And thank you, C, for adding this guy. They have such tiny eyes, and they really do create a little bit of havoc. Up here, especially like in Canada, you have, you know, a small lake, and then they will create a dam, which means that the water doesn't flow, and then you won't have any water in the other lake that it goes into. Hi Deborah, hi Janice, good morning. And this is the other one. I think this one was also by C. I really love the top one, and I thought it would be interesting to look at the shape, maybe do some negative space, do some different colored beavers, just look at the actual shape. If I had my stamping material out, I would have made a stamp this morning, but I don't have it. So maybe do some monoprinting. But yeah, I would like to work from this one a little bit today. This is actually a lovely page. All right, so I'm going to start by just sketching it out. I have some rough paper that I'm going to cut up and do a whole bunch of little beavers. And let me cut those actually now. I think I can cut maybe 9 out of this sheet. Maybe I'll do some collage. I don't know. I think today is just going to be a let's experiment day. I was going to use the cutie catcher, but I thought, no. I really like this image of the beaver. I don't really feel like doing a portrait of a beaver, but if you guys want to do the portrait one, then totally do that. But I want to explore one image and do it multiple times and see what I get. And these turned out quite small, but that's okay. All right. So I'm going to draw it. I'm going to paint it. I'm going to do a monoprint of it. I am going to sketch it with pencil crayons, maybe with ink, and paint it with watercolor. So I'm going to start with the wet mediums so that they dry, and then I can work over the top of them if I want to. All right, so how is everybody today? It's a quiet morning. It's probably because everyone's a little bit confused that I was on and then I was not on. And that happens when my internet is not that strong and it won't connect. So I appreciate you guys being here. All right, I'm going to start with gouache, and then I'm going to do a watercolor one and then an ink one. Those are my wet mediums that I'm going to be working with. And Janice, I'm loving your miniature acrylic painting class that you're taking. It's really great, like just the variety of pictures that you're that you're producing is amazing. All right, let's start here. I'm just going to look at the whole shape of the beaver. If you're just joining, we are working on the beaver animal. I had a different vision, I think, of the flora and fauna. I honestly thought I would be making like little illustrations, and that didn't happen. I think the whole Instagram thing really distracted me and kind of threw me for a loop, and then the whole month with a lot of dance competitions and then the art battle, it was just a little bit of a crazy month. So my vision of what I wanted to achieve was a little bit different to what I did achieve this month. I did, like, there are certain things that I was really happy that I did create or produce. I'm not sure how you guys are feeling about your month, that and I'm hoping that next month the pieces will be a little bit more complete or finished. All right, I am going to use these little, if I can open them, watercolors, which I got from Rita, and maybe I'll do them all in orange and then work over the top of them. I need to clean my brush. It's pulling in, like, I think it's because these are very close to the other colors that it touches the other colors. I don't want it to touch the other colors, so let's try this again. If it lifts the blue, then it's going to change it completely. Janice says, thanks, it's a learning journey for sure. If you don't know, if you haven't seen Janice's, oh no, see, it lifted some of the blue. Darn it. If you haven't seen Janice's paintings recently, she's been participating in a year-long weekly mini acrylic painting class, and they're fantastic. Janice, is your goal to just to master acrylics, or is your goal to then move on to oils? Okay, my tail is not going to fit on here. I'm going to swish it around and put his tail here. That wasn't very smart of me, was it? And we were just doing proportions in our class yesterday. Not clever at all. Janan, hello. Did I say hi to you? I know you pop in before you have to take your daughter, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Good morning, C. Thank you for the images of the beavers. I'm just going to work from this one, which is the illustration one. And right now that one looks a little bit rattish, like a rat. Okay, I'm doing them all in orange, and then I'm going to be, I'm looking for all my mediums that I have in orange, and then I'm going to be working over the top of them. Just trying something a little bit different. So this is the acrylic ink, and it's the fluorescent. And again, I have not left enough room for the tail. I've got to adjust my whole method of putting this beaver on the page, I think. Either that or I'll add a tail to the end. All right, that's the acrylic ink. So we have gouache, watercolor, acrylic ink. And I want to do one in, do I have any other wet mediums that I know of? No, but I do have just paint sticks, which also are water soluble. So I'm going to do one in that. This time I am going to make sure that I get the tail in. Let's get this tail in. I think I'll use water over the top. Just because I'm using watercolor paper, so I think it'll be nice to use it over the top. Look at the back legs, are quite amazing. They're completely webbed. C says, I was on yesterday morning thinking I was live. Oh, really? And Janice says, at the moment, it's to learn how to use acrylics. And I've been playing a little bit with golden open. What's golden open acrylics? I don't know those. I should probably put what these are on the back as well. I love creating a piece or like multiple pieces with different mediums. I think it's a really nice way of figuring out your art mediums or art materials in your studio, and knowing what you like and what you don't like, because maybe you think you like a medium and it doesn't work. All right, so that was the paint stick. Let's move on to some water soluble. Let's get this one a little bit cleaner. Water soluble Neocolors. The teeth are orange. I know, I saw. That was on the other image. It's crazy. Janice says the open acrylics have a longer drying time, so it's a little easier to work wet into wet. Ah. Yeah, something that I would want a faster drying time. But I get it. Like if you want to, that's that oil feel. So that would be quite interesting to work with those. C, do you get a lot of beavers up by your cottage or your camp? This one is funny looking. Okay. I know this is water soluble, so I just need to get some crayon on here. Morning, Beaver greetings. Hello. Hello, Amy. How are you? We're getting a lot of orange beavers done. I'm trying to use lots of different art mediums today and seeing what I like, what I enjoy, what I don't like. Right now, I think my favorite probably has to be the gouache. I really like that one. And then we have this one, which was watercolor. Oh, yeah, that one was watercolor, which looks like a rat. And this one was acrylic ink. And then we have, this is paint stick, like a Crayola paint stick. And this one is the Neocolor 2. I should probably put all on the back at least, I'll put the name of the medium that I'm using. That's the Neocolor 2, quite a different orange. I could have used a different one. And then let's go with something else that we have that is going to be water soluble, is the Stabilo All. Is everybody drawing beavers this morning, or are you working on something else? Next month, I will be posting the calendar for next month in Instagram today, and it is workspaces. So we'll be looking at people in their workspaces, maybe doing portraits, maybe if we can find some great photos of the actual setting, and I would like to do a little bit more of an illustration, so we'll see how we go about that. Okay, so this Stabilo All is also water soluble, so I'm going to get this on. Just trying to think of anything else that's water soluble. C says, yes, we have a lot of beavers and they are being moved a lot because they build lodges that flood the road. Yeah, the lodges, they are. I don't know if we call them lodges, but that's probably the right name for them. We call them dams, beaver dams, up here in Canada. And yeah, they do. They just change the habitat and water flow of many lakes, many streams, many rivers. I can remember seeing a beaver dam just close to us. We have like little areas of conservation greenland, like in the neighborhoods, to make sure that there is a little bit of green within the neighborhood and it doesn't all disappear. And there's a pond, which is the storm pond, but then on the side of that, it's close to the river. And we were walking one day and it was like it looked like marshlands, like it had overflowed, it had flooded, like that whole area of woodland. And it was because a beaver had created this dam, and the water doesn't flow through, or it trickles, but there's not a constant flow. Hi, good morning, Maria. Yeah, they build them really fast. I was reading some facts about beavers or watching a show, I can't remember, and they said that something like a 1 foot width, or yeah, something like a 1 foot width tree only takes it like 4 hours to cut down, to like gnaw on and take down, like it's to fell a tree, like it's crazy. Okay, so that's the Stabilo All. What else do we have? Well, I know that I have markers, so I could find an orange marker. I do have a fluorescent yellow one. I can maybe use that. Maybe I'll use the fluorescent yellow. I know that we were going with all oranges. No, I should really find an orange, shouldn't I? I shouldn't use that one. Hang on 1 second. They are here, but I just need to find a color. Here's an orange. I'm gonna make sure that that one works. Okay, well, squeeze as much out of it. These are also water soluble, the Ecoline. Maybe I may have to put a little bit of water on here. All right. Oh, Maria, do you have any beavers in your backyard? Like, are you by water or not? Or do you have water nearby? All right, so that's the Ecoline. So we're building up quite the large amount of beavers with different art materials. What else do we have? I do not have my pastels out, but I have Posca pens. I'm not sure if this one is. I hear the paint inside the Posca. This is one of those cheap ones that really isn't anything in there. Okay, let's go to a oh, I do have pastels here. Let's do I have a Neo Pastel orange, so I can do oil pastel here. Oil pastel over watercolor. Watercolor paper is not so great. I have some baby oil behind me. Maybe I can use that just to smear it on a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. Do I have it down here? Maybe I don't have it down here. I thought I did. Okay, we'll just continue with this. Oh, I do have some moisturizing cream though. That'll do. Or maybe did I put oil? Maybe I put oil in here. Oh, I did put oil in here. Okay, so this is the baby oil. Let's just raise this back up slightly. Make that a little bit more dramatic up here. This isn't going to dry very well, is it? There's a lot of oil on there. Okay. Maria says, we have groundhogs. They live in our barn. Oh, they do? So you don't have any water nearby that you would have beavers as well. Okay, I have one more. This one I need to I can't use a nice brush. I have to use an old brush to just pull this out a little bit. There we go. And one more. I'm trying to see if there's anything which is water soluble. I have oil paints which are water based. I have also acrylics. Hang on a second. Although this one's pretty dry, but we'll see if I can activate it a little bit with water. Okay. It's a little bit sticky. I got all my acrylics out before art battle last, like a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of them had dried out, which is not good. Like this one, it's close to being dried out. And get the tail on. This one looks funny. All right. So now we have all these orange beavers. Now I've got to think about what to do with them. So if you're just joining, today's prompt is beaver, and I've used a lot of different mediums. All the mediums that are pretty much water soluble, other than the oil pastel, which is oil based, so I had to use oil for that one. But I'm just going to write what they are on the back so that I remember, because if not I won't remember. So this one is gouache. This one was watercolor. This one was acrylic ink. I'll put just FW inks. This one was Neocolor. Neocolor 2s. This one was oil pastels. Oops. This one was, paint sticks. This one was, the Stabilo oil. This one was, what was this one? What was, Ecoline markers. And this one was acrylic. Good morning, Marielle. All right, so we have a whole bunch of beavers here. If you're joining, just welcome. We are, Janan says, we do. I was watering my flowers and a huge one was behind them. Really? You have beavers? Wow. We are drawing beavers today, and I have just used a whole bunch of different art mediums to create our different, I guess, all our orange beavers. I chose orange for all of them because I thought it would be kind of cool to look at the different mediums with different, like, to see the different oranges as well. I really thought this one would be a little bit brighter, or like not as golden, I guess. And this one I thought would be a little bit more orange, but I guess when you put it next to a fluorescent, then it just dulls it down completely. I think my favorite is still the gouache, and I am going to start putting little faces on them and giving them a little bit of detail. We have half an hour left, so that's perfect. This is the image that I'm working from. It is an illustration by the McGill Library, and it's on Unsplash. I really like it. So, using different mediums now to go over the top. I really want to use my 14B. I think my pencil sharpener is plugged, so let me have a look at that. Somebody was saying that the Prismacolors break a lot, and I think you're right. Like if you use a regular pencil sharpener, they break quite a lot, so I'm not loving that, because it means that they don't last as long. The 14B does not break that much. Now you'll see it'll break. Oh, Janan says we live near a lake. Well, yeah, then you've probably got beavers. Did I finish my coffee? No, I still have some. Okay, I'm gonna just move my reference photo because it's kind of changing the color of my screen, which happens a lot. So I know that this 14B goes over the oil pastel, so I'm going to do that one first because I think it's really, like, other than putting another oil pastel over the top, I think the 14B will work really well. So maybe I should, okay, so I've got 9, and I think I should probably give myself just a couple of minutes per image, right? Because I don't think I've got enough time for 3 minutes. So I'm gonna set the timer for 2 minutes and try and boogie, because if not, I'm not gonna get them done. I just want to look at where, like, placement of the eye, for example, the little nose, and then he's got a whole bunch of whiskers, which has picked up my pastel, or my pencil. And then the little ear as well back here. Maybe I should put the eye a little bit further back. The feet are really webbed in the back as well. So once I've done one, I'm sure, like, it's going to be easier to remember where placement of everything is. Oh, I definitely have placed the eyes and everything in the wrong spot, but it's okay. All right. So that is the oil pastel with 14B. And we should go on to another one. Let's go on to the Neo. This is the Neo color. Is this the Neo color? No, this is the paint stick. All right, I'm going to give myself another 2 minutes. And your time starts now. Maybe I'll get the actual placement this time right. This time I'm going to look at where the darker areas are and get those in first. Need to get the ear in over here, and then the eye in up here. It does and it doesn't take very well. The eye should have been a little bit further down. It's a little bit high up on the head. Who would have known beavers are not that easy to draw? All right, that is our 2 minutes. Okay, so this one is also paint sticks and 14B. Let's go with the watercolor one. I think, what shall I use? Well, I have ink tints. Let's go with the ink tints over the top. I'm not sure how the ink tints will react with the watercolor paper. All right, 2 minutes. Again, I'm going to just block in darker areas really quickly. Get the tail in. The tail is almost, it's like a completely different texture to the rest of the body. It's not hairy, it has almost like a leathery scale. It's like a big paddle. All right, let's get that little nose in. We have 30 seconds left. Eye a little bit further down this time. And the ear up here. I could go in with water because it is water soluble, but I'm not going to. All right, that one was with the, I kind of like the 14B better. This is the ink tints pencil, the Derwent ones. still something about it that's not quite right. I think maybe I have to make just the head a lot darker. All right, I'm going to go with 2 minutes on the gouache. And again, I'm going to use the 14B. This time I really am going to darken much more. Just, I have to make sure I keep the nostril visible here, down here. And then the eye, a little bit of light on the eye. Get the tail in. Thank you, Janan. Amy says, we have them near our cabin, nature engineers. They really are. They really are engineers. Quite incredible. They just use the land like humans use the land. Let me just get some whiskers in. I know our time is up. That was the 14B. All right. You saw my codes there. If you are smart, you can use the code to sign up for. You can go back and pause. They were my codes for Patreon and Substack. So if you are not a Patreon member and you want $30 off my virtual art retreat, rewind and you can sign up and join us. We've got a class today. We're doing landscapes from California. We're doing the Big Sur today, and oh my gosh, the landscapes are incredible. So I'm excited about that. And then we've got some surfers this week and just California lifestyle. Okay, so I really do like how this one is a lot darker. I'm looking at them all together on my screen. I like that it's darker. I think it looks a little bit more beaverish. I have to get the shape of the cheek a little bit more in the next one, so I'm gonna do that. They do kind of look like rats. Like this one, I said it looked like a rat because the tail, I couldn't fit the tail on, but doesn't it look a little bit like a rat? I think it does. Ugh. All right, let's go with our next 2 minutes, and your 2 minutes starts now. So let's see, I'm going to just darken this whole area and then also around the cheek area. And then we've got this big foot, which is very much like a big webbed foot. Very similar, I think, texture and makeup to the tail of the beaver. My stomach is grumbling. Okay, this should have been actually in front, which doesn't make sense. This is in front, so I know that my proportions are off. when you start going in with all your dark and lights and things don't fit, then you know your proportions are off. We just talked about that yesterday in my 8-week foundations class. We were doing proportions. All right, direction. Here, let's put the ear in. Actually, the ear should go a little bit down here. And then the eye should go right down here, and the mouth. I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach. All right. Does it look like a beaver? I'm not sure. Again, it may look a little bit like a mousey. Okay, we're not going to get them all done. We just have 10 minutes. Shall I choose a couple to do? We'll try and get them done. Maybe I'll use a different medium over the top. I could use gouache. Let's try using marker. Maybe we can do it in a little bit less time. Oh, I heard my stomach again. See, I think I prefer the pencil. It's hard because you don't get as much detail in this, and I'm not sure if it's actually faster or not. I feel like I'm running out of time already. And it's too dark, too intense. I mean, it's good for the tail. Maybe I'll get all the tails in. So this is the Echoline marker. Maybe you could just do the tail and then you would know it was a beaver. I like that image, just that with the tail done. Maybe I should have just done that. Did you hear that? That was my stomach. That was loud. How's everybody else's work going? Are you also doing a lot of different mediums, or are you doing your own thing? I can't wait to see yours. Please use the hashtag Char's Art Class. Hence, this is who we are. If anybody claims to be me, hello, no. All right, that's your 2 minutes for that one. I'm going to keep going, and you have another 2 minutes because I'm still working on this, but I put the tails on the other one, so I think I have a little bit more time on this one. Tomorrow is birds. I'm excited about birds. Should we see how many birds we can get done in an hour? What do you want to do? Or do you want to work on a whole bunch of particular birds, maybe? Birds from North America. Maybe you have a favorite bird. Do you guys have a favorite bird? I'm not sure if I have a favorite bird. I do love how the cardinal sings or calls, because you know exactly where they are. The robins are very noisy here. Okay, I've got to move on to another one because I'm just spending a lot of time on this one. Not sure even if I love it. I'm just going to simplify this a little bit. Put the nose. See, after a while you know where to go with your sketch. This one is definitely a little simpler. I think I have this shape wrong. Okay, so that is our 2 minutes, and I'm going on to another 2 minutes. I think maybe we'll get them done. We still have 6 minutes left and we only have 2 to go. Oh, I don't like the eye of this one. Let's make this a little bit darker around here. And I need to darken the feet. Just darken the whole area. I do like that little guy though. I think his head is definitely better than this one, for example. I think that's maybe what was wrong, is the shape of the head. I didn't catch that on this one. Let's try this one. So this is acrylic. I have never tried 14B over acrylic, so that's going to be interesting. Ah, thank you, Leslie. Hi, Leslie. Leslie, did you hear back from Art Battle? Leslie bought one of my paintings, which was really lovely of her. The first one. Okay, 2 more minutes and your 2 minutes starts now. I heard back from them, but they didn't mention anything about your paintings, so now I've got to contact them again. I don't know. I mean, I know that they're probably really busy with everything, but I need to confirm that I can pick it up. Okay, I've made this part very, very, very small, which isn't what I wanted to do. I'm just going to make his feet dark and then go on to the other one, because if not, I'm not going to. And I didn't put whiskers on this one. If not, I'm not going to finish them. This one doesn't have whiskers either. All of the others do. All right, I'm going to move on to this one. It did help putting in that part, the echo line. Okay, let's have a look. Dark here. And then this foot is all dark and webbed. Oh my. Do we have time for, oh, we have one. Well, I started late, so I can go over for 1 minute. It wasn't connecting the live, so I had to put it on data. That needs to be a little bit bigger. Good morning, Alexandra. Bonjour, bonjour. How are you? We're drawing beavers. I ended up using just a 14B because I did start using marker on this one and I didn't like it. So all of these have different, like this is Ecoline markers. This one is gouache. This one is watercolor. This one is FW inks. This one is, actually I really like this one, but it's still wet. This one is the oil pastel with baby oil over the top. This one is the this one's the Ecoline, like I said. This one's Stabilo All. This one's the new color. This one's acrylic. I like the acrylic too, and I like the texture that it creates. Maybe painting a little bit more with acrylics on paper. I kind of like it. And as long as you have, you can see the texture. As long as you have it quite light and not too thick, I quite like it. So everybody, here's our hour is up. Our hour is up. Whiskers. Thank you for joining me and drawing beavers. I enjoyed that. Thank you. That was fun. Please tag me in Char's art class if you did draw with us this morning. And I'd love to see your little creatures. I'm not going to say I'd love to see your beaver because that just sounds rude. But yeah, have a really good day, everybody. All my little beavers here, all ready to cut down trees. I should have done some the opposite way. I didn't think about that, did I? Nope. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Bye. Bye. Oh, you're jet lagged. Where are you? Super late. We'll watch the replay. Have you been traveling? Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye. See you tomorrow for birds. Don't miss the birds. Bye.